Gotta laugh. Alright, so we got 2 minutes to the show. If y'all want to chat or make comments, please do. Welcome, welcome. This is All Are Invited. This is the Monkey Mind with Rob, and you are listening to WHIV in New Orleans, 102.3 FM. We honor independent voices, and everything is good and awesome. Lots of love. Let's have a little love fest. I meant to come in real prepared today, but I didn't do my homework, and someone slipped me a Mickey. So I'm not as I was really gonna rock through a whole I don't know, like a positivity trip, because I think we need a dose of that, especially if you're watching a lot of the news. But I guess the news is always that way. I mean, nothing really changes that much, does it? Look at people telling us about it. Anyway, so this show, I guess I'll do intros. This show is Monkey Mind. It's a Buddhist term that references the chatter, kind of like a duality of our consciousness, whereas we have more of an innate core awareness that can listen to our thoughts. And then we have kind of the ego chatter, all our hobbies, pretty much everything that we identify as ourselves. And so anyway, this Buddhist was trying to meditate, and he was trying to tell us how he was having difficulty too, which is always so nice when someone shares their their struggles and successes in the struggle. Struggles are beautiful. Because his monkey was always thinking, so he had a really hard time just like quieting down and just having that silence and that kind of meditation. And so he would ask his monkey mind, his monkey, am I breathing? And his monkey would be real still. So I'm going to listen to that. And then he'd be real quiet, and he's listening to the breath. And I go, ooh, that's such a good one to pull out every day. And that's, in fact, what that, the actual Buddhist monk that I saw referencing that, it said that's what he did all day long. He'd just constantly be asking himself, am I breathing? And it's such a good thing, too. I was watching this other thing, too, where they were talking about kind of having disagreements with somebody where you're, like kind of your adrenaline or whatever kicks up. And it was so important to kind of have like a little bit of a kind of an open mouth where you can still kind of monitor your breathing and also kind of maintain your vocal level too. Yeah. Okay, the show is also about brain cancer, but I'm not going to do too much of that because brain cancer really is just a footnote. If you can't get your mind together, it really doesn't matter that much. I mean, we're all going to die, right? And I think I got scar tissue. I'm leaning towards scar tissue, but I don't want to get cocky on that. Anyway, back in 2000, what was that? I don't know. Years aren't really that far. Like 14, 15 years ago, I got diagnosed with a brain cancer that typically would kill you in like 6 months. But I was saved for a reason. I was saved to give you the word. Not really. I'm joking. But I had a lot of people tell me that, though. But I'm very grateful. But I feel grateful regardless. I think you feel just as grateful for your ups and your downs um, all around. Sorry, I'm chewing gum today, y'all. And like I said, I did get slipped a Mickey, so I wasn't as prepared mentally for this. But you know what? Time is not a thing, man. It just ain't. All you got is now. This is just now. You're not gonna do anything in the future. I don't care what you did in the past. You're right here, you know. And it's such a good practice, and being grateful for what is. Change stuff, that's cool. Change it up, but do it with like peace, friendly, strong. Kind of maintain your thing, because this is it, man. This is it. This is all you got now. Make peace with it. You know, be grateful. That's what this show's gonna be just drilling that in. Yeah, and if you're hating, man, you gotta drop that. That is a mirror stuff right there. Go to the mirror and forgive yourself and give yourself a big kiss, because pretty much when you're hating on something, you're really hating you. And it's weird, but if you sit down on the sofa and talk it out, it's we are seeing ourselves in our nemesis, in our enemy. It's almost always the case. You're hating what you feel, and forgive yourself, love yourself. It's okay, man. You got unlimited nows to do it. You tell me when you run out of now. No, you're projecting. That's the future. You tell me when you're out of now. I think it's eternal, man. When they told me that, because I had that GBM thing, so I thought blah blah blah, I was gonna die for a while. And then so like 8 months ago, they said, "Ooh, we found another spot of your brainstem." And I remember that night, I was like, "Man, all right, they're gonna take me out." And I was like, really kind of. And first off, I'm not all there. I mean, I'm just practicing stuff. I'm not like some guru in my back at my house. Man, I'm crying like a baby sometimes. But I guess I don't really cry like a baby anymore. But I definitely get like I'm not calling anybody else out. I'm in the same boat. We're all in the same boat. It's a beautiful little dinghy we're just paddling around in. It's also so much a journey, but it's like right now, and it's like you really want to give yourself a break. Like going back to that, because I guess it's a good analogy. It's like, I thought I gave myself brain cancer because I was so negative to myself, and I guess even to others too. I mean, that's how it works. I just couldn't get a break from it. And I thought it like lowered my immune system. But, doctors don't think that. When I tell them that, they kind of, "Oh, Rob, you don't know what you're talking about." And they're not into diet either. I'm kind of into that, but who knows? Yeah, it's like groups, man. You gotta watch out for these groups, all of them. I mean, I know this station really preaches, I guess, socialism a lot. But I mean, look at where these countries that implement it. Wow, they really get very authoritative, and it looks like they all become like these maniacal monarchies, and then people get in power, and then they're scared to give it up. I mean, that's what the trip is. I had a lot of people like jam on me about like there's evil in the world and stuff like that. I was like, I don't really buy it, though. I just enjoy it. But sometimes it's like, whoa, I mean, that is evil. But there's evil like actions, I think. It's like we were all like little babies at one time, and we just started, I think, identifying so much with our ego. So that goes back to like kind of the monkey mind trip, where it's like you have like that kind of duality where our egos are, by that I mean like the monkey mind kind of thing. It's like it's a pretty unhealthy entity where it's just always wanting to do something, and it always wants to empower itself. It's very it's just very, it loves being the victim. It loves being right. And a good practice is like practicing that you are not your thoughts and not your ideas. that those are just, you know, external. I'm probably not really phrasing that well, but there's some real truth in that for you to ponder. Um, and like we are like more of this real, I think, stillness, like I guess our vibration or magnetism or something. That like I always like the analogies. Like if you could be like raised out in the jungle out in Guinea or something, and you had just as much chance at making an epiphany or finding out your place in existence as someone in an urban metropolis or something with every kind of handheld things. The core things in this experience are available to all of us, and I think it's through gratitude, about being conscious of the moment, and I think where people like to attempt to control us for their own, because you know people are scared, and this is what people do when they're scared. People hurt people when they're scared, and that's no excuse. And it's like the three things you always want to go back to is like you're in a situation you don't like. You either need to go for changing it, and you can that it's relative to the situation. You don't want to bring a bazooka to a knife fight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you want to give appropriate. Maybe that's a bad analogy, but that's a really bad analogy. But anyway, you want to do appropriate for the response. But you can go for change. Like if you're looking to defend somebody's life, then that's pretty much all bets are off. You can do whatever you want to do, I guess. But you know, you want to make it, you know, appropriate. So it's that change it, and if you can't change it, well, it's unpleasant. So you just want to get away from it. So if you can't get away from it, then you got to kind of surrender to it and make peace with it. And that surrendering and making peace with doesn't mean you can't go back to square one and still attempt to change it, but do that kind of in peace for what it is, because it is what it is, and that's where your peace is. It's so much of the problems with ourselves and everything cause from resistance of what is, and that doesn't mean you can't change stuff, but it's like you know it is, and so make peace with now. And history, if there's any, like, it just seems everybody gets so like just naive. We were so not into even looking at history. Has anything really changed that much? I don't know. I keep looking at it. I see less and less. Like I was just reading, there's slavery still exists in the world. Like there are places right now that have slavery. Now, granted, it's maybe not on the international books as saying it's legal, but it's like basically legal in the country, and people practice it, and you know, just being grateful too, regardless of the situation. What was that movie? I remember the guy was in Auschwitz, and he was just like finding bliss and joy. He was trying to be, you know, happy for his son, but there's also to say, just being happy for being happy, you know, regardless of your situation. Finding joy in the now, and you know, of course, change what you can change. You know, it's like friendly strong. You can completely kick ass, but you know, being kind of yeah, you just don't want to be hating because it's just really you're avoiding making peace with you. And man, I'm practicing too. It's definitely get some dreams where I'm like, man, what is up? I had one last week, man. I was like back in high school, and it was really, it kind of had my number. And I was like, oh, ouch, that hurt. And, but it's all just part of your journey. And it's really just embracing kind of you. And also kind of like, I guess, it's like embracing you and also kind of giving yourself up in a certain sense too. Where you're not trying to be right all the time. You're not trying to hang on, you know, to some image that you've projected of yourself. Yeah, and it goes with this whole, you know, group thing. It's really, I mean, but I kind of cop out on the whole thing because I don't really like joining much groups. But I guess that's kind of not really, that's BS. But I guess I'd do the same. But I don't know. It's hard to manage the self where you don't get lost into it. And once I start hearing large groups of people doing like a chanting kind of thing, it's like, ooh, unless they're like chanting like love everybody, it's pretty, yeah, the group ego loves like identifying itself with a bigger group for like a cause. It can get kind of, and it's so much about just getting distracted from our own personal issues that we kind of mask on a day-to-day basis. There's nothing quite like being alone by yourself in the quiet to really kind of give yourself a psychological check. And we love these little distractions of us. I mean, I'm the same way, like TV or whatever. Joining a group so you don't have to get stuck alone with you and that monkey. That monkey, man. That monkey is brutal. Like I said, I thought it gave me brain cancer. Um, and yeah, and that was just one of the, I guess, epiphanies after that, where I really just tried to just, I don't know, go easy on myself some. I mean, it wasn't like my monkey got any, I guess my monkey did kind of chill out because I just didn't put up, I just called it out. And that's all you got to do is just notice it. Noticing your monkey helps. Like a lot of people do not know they have a monkey mind or this thinker thing. They don't. They're as identified with that as, and those are the people that can do kind of the pretty harmful stuff for people when they get so identified with that. It's a, yeah, it's not good. But it's like you get lessons. Like look at me talk. I mean, like I said, I'm no, I don't know what's going on either. But um, like I was gonna call my new kind of preachy thing, F it, but not in like a negative way. You know, like F it in like not taking it so seriously, kind of. But I mean, it's like you know, you can still do stuff. But I mean, look at most of the stuff that we do is so. I mean, it's so trivial. It really is. Um, it makes me want to just like get more out into the just I don't know the open. But with that special muse, yeah, I'm really missing a muse. I need that. I had briefly a that I discovered was a Filipino boy that was catfishing me, and it was pretty funny. Hey, you get lonely, man. You get lonely, so it's like you know, it's kind of funny, kind of funny. And the last thing he said to me was big time because I called him out on it. I basically kind of knew it, but it was kind of fun. It was just like a kind of like a story, like you know, a movie like you'd watch. Like this kid had created this profile, this girl with her what he thought her hobbies were really, and she was heavily religious, which I'm not really, but I was like, ah, it's okay, I got you. My mom kind of is, but I don't know if she calls herself religious or what. After I got diagnosed with brain cancer, she got very. She made you know those deals with the uh, the great above. My trip is like more like a universe kind of thing, where I don't really do like a god per se, like a personification of it. That's where I think it gets really screwed because back in the day, people wanted it to be their big strong granddaddy. So he was a granddaddy, Zeus, and all that, which is cool. I love mythology, and I think it's fun. So anyway, that's how I was like enjoying the catfishing thing, you know, because his fishing is not all about catching. And man, he did not want to release that when they came in with the when he wanted the money, because he was I should say, she was stranded in Turkey. She was doing a modeling gig, and somebody had messed up with her credit card. So then she needed me to loan her some money to come back from Turkey. I said, baby, I am not, but I gotta tell you, she definitely was working it. She did good on the counter strikes and stuff. She appealed to my yeah. I mean, you want to help out, and we do silly stuff. So it's like, you start really running with the imagination of this girl is in Turkey and her credit cards are gone, but she wasn't really following. She had her own beat, and you could kind of smell it, and I knew that was coming. And then I called the guy. And the last thing he said to me was "big time," because I was calling out this outfit. It's like it looked like they had multiple people doing some of the typing, where it didn't seem as consistent with the like the syntax of the verbiage being used, and yeah, it was pretty fun. Why was I talking about that? Well, I mean, it goes to like not taking yourself, too seriously. And love is a strange little thing that gets just used and abused. You ever really ponder? I mean, I'm sure you have. Like what it really. I get when you don't think about it. Like the most beautiful kind of moments. It seems like it's almost without kind of analyzing, or you just kind of feel into it. Or you're kind of there, and you're kind of in your moment, and it's just like it's like a beautiful thing you're sharing with somebody. And but I think I was defining it as accepting someone as they are, is like loving and wanting to be around them. Let's get like the little asterisk. And you gotta want to be around them, but sometimes you can't. Well, maybe that's not maybe you scratch that one out. I guess you don't have to want to be around them, but that kind of would help, right? Okay, on that timely pause, I'm gonna have a moment from our sponsor. Did you know that 102.3 FM WHIV New Orleans has been broadcasting for the past 5 years? We are able to honor independent and wacky voices like Rob with your support. Okay, don't hold the station against it on me, because the station really doesn't sound like me, I don't think, for the most part. So you know what you're paying for. So you can buy some really cool. I got one myself. They got T-shirts, hoodies, fanny packs. They got great gifts online. Treat yourself or a friend. Simply go to whiv.org and click store. That's whiv.org. Thanks, y'all. We are not a radio station with a mission. We are a mission with a radio station. End all wars. And where's the number one war? It's in your head. Yeah, start there, baby. Clean your own kitchen. Yeah, I think so much boils down to like, what is it? Like kitchen soup stuff and yeah. There's a lot of good stuff like that percolates, I think, through the Bible. Like I said, I'm not really that into it, the personification of stuff. But doing unto others as you would have them doing to you, and also noticing that people, I think it's an unhealthy thing to get into a thing where you're labeling somebody as bad or evil. And I say free speech, regardless of what the hell they're saying, is pretty good, unless you're, exciting to like hurt somebody or, yeah, I mean, you want people to speak in their mind. You don't want people to be like repressing stuff, and it's just cool, man. It's cool. I mean, most people are good. They're just scared, and they're identifying so much with a bloody monkey. That monkey's crazy, man. The monkey's crazy. But I love my monkey. Yeah, monkeys are fun, but they are kind of crazy. It's like the whole yin yang kind of vibe. It's addictive. Playing with your monkey. It is. What do I have on here too? I said practice gratitude. And breathing, man. I know I already mentioned that, but breathing is just so, like, yeah, oh, Rob, really? Breathing is good? Duh. But like noticing your breath. I'm serious. I don't do it enough. I don't meditate. I have this stuff I'm telling y'all. I don't do it. I don't do it. But I guess when I'm feeling that monkey, I'm like going, okay, I need to get back on some breath here. And the whole thing is, I think forgiving yourself is a really, I'm definitely a go-to on that one. Like, oops, okay. And you got now, man. You don't have to live in your past. Like all this stuff, I know you want to hang on to that you're depressed or you're depressive. And I used to too. I used to love that. I used to think being depressed was like the coolest thing. I just thought it was so existential. If you weren't depressed, you were just like some village doofus or something. I mean, you didn't have any wits about you, anything deep. But yeah, yeah, just like what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the whole now thing. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's like an anxiety. Like we all get. I do. I started doing the problem solving. You can never solve all the dilemmas of your future. Just know that you're gonna have. Yeah, you'll do what you can. And if you totally crash and burn, dude, that's just gonna be your story. It's gonna be cool. It'll be cool. You are the star of the show, baby. You are the lead character. Just be nice to the supporting cast, please. Be nice. Craft services, everyone. Wardrobe. We're all here to help you. We got our lines. Some of us forget. Start ad-libbing. But yeah, just love yourself. Well, I did this one too, but this is a really tough one to ponder. Like, I don't know that I totally get it in a certain sense, but I do definitely get it. Like, you are not your beliefs. And it's such a good. I remember when I was in Greece, this guy, he did not like me. And we were staying at his house. It was like a kind of a offer thing to. I was with my bud. And but the guy was like this hardcore communist, and he just thought we were just like and we were pretty bad. We were like, I was like this real long hair, just into just drinking until I couldn't, into a stupor, and I guess my friend had smuggled in a sheet of LSD in his sock on the airplane ride over, so we were out of it the whole time, and so this guy just thought we were this horrid capitalist pigs from and he was like this. Oh, he was this angelic communist, which was total BS. It's like labels and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, he was trying to jam on me. Why did I bring this up? I don't even know. But he was trying to like really, I guess, embarrass me or something like that. And because I was always kind of into kind of, I guess, trippy stuff. He was like, well, what is the sound of one hand clapping, Rob? And he was calling me out in front of somebody else to just kind of get me. And I was like, man, it is what it is. It's the sound of one hand clapping. And he's like, and man, not that that's right, but that's what he was like. He was so arched to say, that's right. So yeah, I kind of knew what was up back then. But man, my monkey was an ego, and it still is. But I don't know. I think it's mellowed out. Like I think I noticed too. Like I don't like since that last like brain surgery. Did I finish? Yeah, I did finish it with the whole T-shirt thing. Buy some T-shirts, fanny packs. Yeah, just such a strange trip to go through your different kind of phases in life of the monkey. Yeah. Wow, I kind of got real mellow there. Look at my notes here. So yeah, so I was trying to tell you all about ego. Oh, you are not your beliefs. Now, that's a pretty kind of. Wouldn't we all say that we are our beliefs? So like we are our hobbies, or we are our race, we are our political association. Like these are the things that are so important to me. These are me. I was just ego tripping, really. I know it sounds, and man, I get some people want to kill me if I say that to them, and it's like, cause no, you're taking away everything that I am. Like no, we're something a lot core. Oh, and like I was saying, like in my thing when I thought I got brain cancer again when they diagnosed me, I think I'm kind of hoping it's scar tissue over my brainstem right now. I do like chemo and take MRIs and crap like that. So so yeah. So anyway, so when they first gave me that diagnosis, what was that, 8, 9 months ago, I was like, man, all right, it's gonna take me out. Okay. And then so I was up in bed, and I remember thinking on it. I just really soaked into like that moment, and it's so beautiful when you can kind of catch yourself in now and kind of just really feel, man, like it's just an eternity. Like if you're worried about time or something, or not being here or dying, it's just like you can just find like an eternal trip in that one like moment. I was like, man, I'm good. Okay. And yeah, that's a good practice. And you can come back to it because man, you can just keep forgiving yourself and forgiving yourself because you always got another now. And you start over. Just keep starting over. The other day, like right now, I do carnivore eating because it's supposed to be, I don't know, it's supposed to be, I think, good. But basically, all I do is eat meat. But man, I was tripping last week, and I guess I was on my second ribeye. And I was like, man, this seems wrong. I could see the whole, I could definitely see the vegetarian trip. I get what that's about. So I do like hunting, I don't like eating, but when I'm tripping on, maybe not as much. It just seems like a very, like I said, it was my second steak though, so that was a little, maybe that was my, so one is good, Rob. But yeah, diet, I think it's just, how can it not be important what you put in your body, you know? Like I think I asked all of my oncologists and brain surgeons, you know, their thoughts on diet, and almost all of them, I want to say every single one has been like, it doesn't matter. I was like, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. But I'd have a lot of people telling me how wrong to my diet is, right? Um, yeah, but it's a trip. But I'd say really notice your moment. Maybe while you're listening to this show, keep taking a little time out. It's like I was gonna do this pre-recorded thing because I listen to these things sometimes, go to sleep on like Spotify, and they get them on YouTube too. It's like ASMR. It's supposed to be like it's like whispering on your thing. So it's like you go to bed and somebody's whispering to you. Some of them can get kind of naughty, but then the ones I'm kind of liking are into hypnotism. I always wanted to get hypnotized. I thought that would be pretty cool. I haven't been. I also wanted to do, what is that, acupuncture? That always seemed pretty cool. Yeah, there's so many things on the holistic on medicines that, yeah, it's just like this corporate, about making money, man. Making money. It's spooky. I mean, every system is like it. And everything is pretty much a kind of a power grab and to separate. I mean, granted, look at the masses too. The masses can get kind of crazy. I can see how if you had some stuff, you'd be like, man, these buggers. I didn't say everybody. I'm not calling any race out. I'm just saying masses of people get kind of spooky, man. I was like, it's a group think tank, and I mean, when you're in that, people can just do just horrible things that they normally wouldn't do. They're just like on monkey autopilot, and the monkeys just start getting vicious, start biting other monkeys. Yeah, and that chanting thing, man. Unless you're saying like kumbaya or something like that. Kumbaya, my love, kumbaya. But yeah, I mean, it just boils down to just, you know, treating others as you would have yourself be treated. Be gentle, loving. Give yourself a big hug and a kiss. Wow, 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 wow. All right, what else I got on this thing? Yeah, and the real thing is like to, I guess also catch yourself on being a victim. If you find yourself being a victim, that's pretty much your monkey. Your monkey loves that kind of stuff. I mean, that is like the fast track to being right. Anytime your monkey's right, it empowers your monkey. And that's even if you're downtrodden, you're the victim. Oh, all these people did this to me, and they did this to me. Man, monkey loves that. Don't want to let that go. But yeah, man, I'm calling out a lot of people on this hate thing. I think I gotta quit Facebook because people be hating. Haters. Haters hate. Lovers love. And love has no, like, opposite. Like, love is just love, man. Love is not, if you got in a relationship where it's like, oh, you know, it's like hate, love, that's this monkey. That's monkey stuff. I mean, I guess that is a love, but I guess it's how you define things. Most of the times, people are arguing about things and they haven't even discussed really what they're talking about. They're just bantering back and forth about definitions they haven't even defined. So they're projecting onto the other person. A total waste of time. Not that there is time, but it is your moment. Be grateful. Yeah. I had this friend send me this, there's this comedian, he was calling out people that do like this spiritual kind of, I guess this is spiritual. I don't even know what the heck this is that I'm doing, but this banter. But he was calling out people that do like say the kind of stuff that I say. And he was really ripping on it. I was like, oh, okay. Ouch. You got me. I said that before. But you know, it's so true. It's like your culture just starts bombarding you with stuff as a kid, like television, like what we're supposed to do. Like a lot of people, I guess, call it out on the sexual stuff now, like with like we're being programmed to be, I guess, heterosexuals and all that kind of good stuff or bad stuff. And but yeah, I mean, it's kind of animal stuff. I mean, you look at animals, man; they get imprinted with a lot of stuff, just like at an early. It's just in the genetics. Like nobody had to tell those little stray kittens on my thing that I was like a boogeyman when if I came too close, man. They were like, psst, man, they look so cute from a distance, man. But once I got too close, they were just like Wolverine on me, man. They didn't want nothing to do with me. And I was like, nobody had to teach them that. But yeah, I mean, we're just getting, I don't know. I mean, people telling us we should be hurt and stuff, and you gotta really, I mean, it sounds so cliche, but like watching this news, they're just really, it's like programming. Yeah, it's really, some people got an agenda, and yeah, but everything kind of does, but I don't know where to go with that. Some are just really watch it, like bombarding yourself with negatives. If it's your friend, it's your spouse, if it's anybody, is bombarding you with negative stuff all the time. It's kind of like the thing, you either need to change it, you need to get away from it, and making peace with it. I would keep on the loop. Get out of there. Most of us don't have to like stay around stuff like that. You really don't. But that can be a huge effort. I dig it. But yeah. And I'm no exception with that. I've definitely had some very big people in my life that I could just recently just really kind of distance myself from. And And it's like that kind of subtle stuff where you don't really notice it so much. I mean, you do, of course, on the big events, but it's always kind of there. And it doesn't mean you can't love somebody. You know, you love them for what they are, and they can be a very flawed monkey. Um, and but it goes like the thing. It's like if you can't be around somebody and they can't really, and this is like a real mutual thing on, relationships you're having with somebody. Um, yeah, you really just got to take, precedent on that and say, say I didn't really have the talk either. I never did that because it seemed like it was more ego on my part, where I was able to do the quote separation. Well, going to backtrack it and say, well, I'm doing this, da 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 da. That seemed like that was like I was kind of thinking about it. I was like, that sounds a little. Now, if I have to do it because it gets called out on me, then yeah, I got my. See, I was in my future doing my speech. Like there's so much that comes up when you're having difficulties with somebody, and you're like, oh, I could have said this, or I could have said, you're doing your past trip, and then it's like, okay, well, next time I'll do this and I'll do that, and it's just so monkey tripping. That's all that is, huh? You're a monkey. But yeah. So what do we do, y'all? We practice being in our moment, right? Yeah. Practice, being in our moment. Yeah, and breathing. Everyone gonna breathe out there? See, but that other thing I was telling y'all about, that what is that, ASMR? I have the hardest time with remembering those kind of things. Yeah, it's just I don't remember why I brought that up, but yeah, it's kind of cool to sleep to it. I guess whatever. But whispering is kind of nice. Isn't that cool? Somebody whispers to you, or whispers in your ear. How many times do you have to tell somebody that before they just figure that out? They can say, okay, they like being whispered to. It's nice. Well, I like that too. That thing I was mentioning, y'all. Like when you're in the argument, to really try and focus, or in where you're disagreeing with somebody. I guess we don't have to call it an argument. I don't know. Maybe that's just silly talk. But anyway, to maintain your vocal level at the same thing, and then really noticing your breath. I guess it boils down to wanting to know. I guess when you're having a disagreement or something like that. Like like most of us, we just want to tell the other person what it is. We want to just dominate, and maybe that's a good sign to say you need to move on. Because if you don't really care, what the person's doing, you probably don't really need to be talking to them. I'm gonna be like, hey, have a nice day or something. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, we're attracted to certain things, certain prejudices we all have. We don't have to like everything. The same thing. Yeah, I think our differences are not celebrated enough. And I think that's what I remember. I remember years ago I got this book. It was like how to argue and win every time or something. But I think the moral of the thing was like really to find kind of the human element in the other person, was what I think the novel boiled down to. Now, why the guy was claiming he was some lawyer, but why he was claiming he was such a good lawyer is that he was really trying to find commonality and I guess the human experience in the other. And that's pretty cool. You can always do that. And as I'm always saying, you don't have to like put up with it. You can change stuff. But wow, they even took the mics out of here. We were COVID. We used to have like multiple mics, but we're not supposed to have anybody else but one person in here now. But hey, So yeah, I'm grilling steak tonight. I'm gonna stick it to just one steak though. I think I can do that because I do want to have some fun. Ooh, I was gonna do some like heavy construction at my house. I think I can work a circular saw. I think I can right now, but I don't know. Man, you give ourselves so many like these little to-do lists. Like there's always something, you know, something to get done and do. So much the beauty of this experience is being, just being. Um, yeah. Go to the mirror. Give yourself a big kiss. Say, I love you. I love you, man. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna look on this list here. I even wrote one thing. This has turned out to be, okay, back in high school, I had a party over my house, and I guess I was on LSD, and I guess it was in the morning. Nobody had slept, and my dad was out of town, so I had all my friends over, and I was at this balcony in my backyard, and where he lived was kind of like one of those, I guess they're like townhouses or something. So you'd have like one house next to the other, next to another, next to another. I guess you could own those things, or maybe just rented them. I don't know what. I don't know that part. But anyway, so I was on a balcony. It's like nobody slept, and I had all the friends were down on the yard, like just sprawled out. You know, a bunch of high schoolers all laying on the grass and on the porch thing. And I remember I was out there, and I was just like giving this like sermon. It was like my sermon on the back porch, or back balcony, I guess. And I had this girlfriend, and she was like laying down at the side, and I just started. I don't know what the heck I was saying. Kind of like this, I guess, but a younger version of it. And 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 then my neighbor at the time was he was like I want to say, was there a congressman or something? Maybe he wasn't a congressman. Nah, was state, I guess, on the state level or something like that. But he was like some Republican, and at the time I was like, high school, I was a diehard Democrat. Not that politics really came into it. I just knew that about the guy, so I knew that my inkling then was like, oh, this guy's some crusty, but he wasn't that old. He's probably younger than I am right now. But anyway, he was like, oh, God, Rob, will you ever shut up? Because I'd been like talking for like, I don't know, like an hour or something. And it was early. Like I said, like the sun, I guess, had come up. I thought that was pretty awesome. That I had just given this beautiful sermon on the balcony. And then I got chimed in. I got its, I thought that was very, very funny. Very funny. I was like, bro, you were listening? No, I didn't say that. I think I just went back and thought. I was like, man, I'm so busted. I don't know, party. This guy knows everything now. But funny stuff. Funny stuff. Yeah, forgive yourself, laugh at yourself too. And I think some of this thing is like, there's no pressure, man, because this is really your story. So you can't mess this up. You really can't. Everything reveals something about yourself to you on your story. It's just part of your path. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense? I'm going to now play. I want to do some songwriting today. I'm always saying that, but I get so like preoccupied with like doing stupid stuff. Like house stuff. Like right now I'm trying to do, because the wood is rotten under my main staircase that goes to my house. And so I'm doing mine. I don't know what I'm doing. But I traced it, like the steps. If you ever tried to do steps, it's really a mind. It's a Rubik's Cube of runs and rises and all that good stuff. But anyway, we'll see how that goes today. I might be calling y'all to bail me out if the thing caves in, because I removed one of the support. That's what I'm having to replace, is like the main, not the main, but the middle support beam on the stairs. to heaven. So now, without further ado, I am gonna play Monkey Man. Yeah, I want you to love me, monkey. I wanna love you when I feel you, you my monkey. You're so mean and cruel, but you're mine, all mine, my little monkey. Ow. Little boy had a life-size toy. It was a monkey. When I'd squeeze it, made a cute sound. Hey, monkey, I want you to love me. Monkey, I want to love you when I feel you, you my monkey. You're so mean and cruel, but you're mine, all mine, my little monkey. Chimpanzee wearing a suit and fedora sits in a bar. It's a joke to the bartender, who's also a chimpanzee. The joke is about two penguins. Hey, monkey, I want you to love me. Monkey, I want to love you when I feel you, you my monkey. You're so mean and cruel, but you're mine, all mine, my little monkey. Watch out, those goddamn monkeys bite, I tell ya. That's Dennis Hopper, man. Bite me. I want you to bite me, monkey. I don't really care, you're not mine, all mine. You with me all the time. Hey, monkey, I feel you, but we ain't one. Monkey. Ow. Love your monkey, man. Help, I love that monkey, that monkey, that monkey, that monkey mine. I can't help, I love that monkey, that monkey, that monkey, that monkey mine. The beautiful guitar work of Red Priest. Monkey, I want to love you when I feel you. Monkey, ooh, mean and cruel, not mine, oh mine, little monkey. Bite me. Bite me, monkey. Don't really care, you're not mine, all mine. You with me all the time. Ooh, we ain't one. Monkey, that monkey, mine. Gotta love that monkey. Peace out, y'all. Lots of love, lots of love. Up next, we've got Listen to Us Live. Yeah, I turned that off because this thing starts squealing. I was going to remember to turn it back on. You bacon? No. Sorry, y'all. Doing it. Oops. All right, man. We're going to call that a show right there, y'all.
It is.
One love.
One love. Aina. Reaching. Hit the lights. Blind.
Now the rats are all going to scatter.